President Jacob Zuma said last week the government is going ahead with a national development plan, regardless of those who have lashed the document. The SA Communist Party says it doesn't want an NDP, but a more radical second phase of the transition. Should they walk out of the alliance with the ANC? SACP Secretary General Dr. Nzimande joins me now to discuss this and other issues. Dr. Nzimande, welcome to the show. What do you make of President Zuma says he's going ahead, the ANC is going ahead, the cabinet is going ahead, cabinet of which you are a member is going ahead. What are you going to do about this as the SACP?
Thanks, Justice. Firstly, two quick things. Congratulations on your new platform of your show. And secondly, also on behalf of the SACP to say we are all thinking about the old man, Tatumati. Indeed. I think your intro is not correct, Justice. We never said the NDP must be thrown out. What we said, let me tell you what we said is that first of all, we accept and welcome the idea of a national plan, which is something, by the way, we called for in the run-up to Pulukwane, including state capacity. Secondly, we welcome the fact that there is a plan that is on the table. Our issue is that the plan, what we have raised, is uneven. The NDP has got some excellent sections, like on human settlements, for instance. It's talking about dismantling your apartheid settlement patterns and building new post-apartheid integrated settlements. On education, for instance, it's very good, that part of the plan.
I totally agree with you 100%. Yes. Now, President Zuma says, you say it's uneven, you say it's free-floating, and he says, you can say whatever you want. This is the party, this is the document endorsed by the ANC in Mangaung, and this cabinet, of which you remember, has endorsed it and it's moving ahead with it.
The plan is very weak on parts of the economy. That is where we have a problem. In fact, we share the same concerns as COSATU. But what we do not agree with is to say, because the plan has got weaknesses, therefore it must be thrown out. It must be implemented. We have no problem with that. But President Zuma himself has said the plan is open to further engagement. It's a living document. So has Minister Manuel said, it's a living document. What does a living thing do? It sheds some of its parts, and renew itself as it actually goes along. We think it's wrong to just say, take the NDP and throw it into the dustbin.
So you disagree with your comrades in COSATU and NUMSA, who say this is a DA, this is a cut and paste document from the DA, and it should be thrown out in totality?
Well, there are lots of comrades in COSATU who agree with us, in the sense that the document is uneven, the good things must be implemented, but we must address the weak part. Surely the SACP doesn't agree with NUMSA to say, throw the document into the dustbin.
Do you agree that it has many parts that are cut and paste from the DA?
No, we don't believe that it's a DA document. We think that we must disagree with things, but to actually go as an ally to say that an ANC document is a DA document, I think that we just don't agree with that kind of approach as the SACP.
So do you agree with the reports now showing that, for example, something called for in some of the economic policy documents, a youth wage subsidy is about to be implemented, as the Minister of Finance has said in his budget speech in February?
Our approach on that matter, Justice, as the SACP, is the Youth Employment Accord, which has been signed not so long ago, which is an accord which we think takes us beyond the narrow confines in which the DA was trying to drive us into, of a youth wage subsidy that is cheap labor. The Youth Employment Accord does talk about incentives to promote youth employment, which is what we should engage around.
But it's the same thing. You're going to give me money so I can hire young people. In an incentive, you're going to say, don't pay me tax, just hire young people and you're fine. It's the same thing as giving me the cash.
No. The Youth Employment Accord is much broader. And what we really like about the Youth Employment Accord is that it talks about training. Because as the SACP, we would be opposed to give employers money to employ these youngsters. At the end of the day, 3-4 years, they come out as cheap, unskilled labor. We think that is unsustainable. The accord says, for instance, brings in your FET colleges, brings in your learnerships, brings in occupations, trades, and qualifications. That is where we need to go. Cheap labor is not going to sustain us, Justice.
Let's get into the heart of this NDP, because you seem to be suggesting that you're happy, you're just going to tweak here and there. But in your statement after your Central Committee meeting on the 2nd of June, you say that in fact you want a second phase of the transition. You're happy for some parts of this NDP and the National Development Plan to be brought into a new plan with a new National Planning Commission. Justice, so you don't want this Planning Commission?
That's where I have a problem, because the media sometimes just throws everything into one basket without proper analysis and proper understanding.
Yes,
no. Let me tell you, the alliance is not built on an NDP. The alliance is built on the struggle for strengthening democracy and the total liberation.
It's been 19 years since the allies, the Communist Party, COSATU, ANC, won freedom for all of us in South Africa, right? And since then, in 19 years, the ANC has pursued a neoliberal agenda with GEAR, with Asgisa, with the NDP now, and you're still with them.
Before, not now. The Zuma administration is not pursuing a neoliberal agenda as far as we are concerned.
It's implementing a youth wage incentive.
No. It's got a youth employment accord which has got many dimensions, including education, including incentives to try and increase youth employment. We agree there as the alliance.
You don't think the Zuma administration is implementing a neoliberal agenda?
No. It's a far cry from the earlier what we were fighting against of privatization of state assets and the minimalist state running down. Now we are talking about a developmental state. We are talking about a government-driven infrastructure program. We've got a state-driven industrial policy action plan. All these things, by the way, the DP don't like them because they are the ones who are standing for a neoliberal. It's a vast change and a vast improvement. It doesn't mean, Justice, we don't have challenges. But also, do not only just blame government for the challenges. For God's sake, we have a global capitalist crisis that is sitting on us, which is also affecting us as a country.
But you're not doing anything to challenge it. In fact, you've become part of the system. You've become part of the ANC, which is part of this international global system.
No, we are proudly part of the African National Congress because we believe it is the organization best placed at this point in time to address the needs of society. We stand for a socialist South Africa, but it's not a struggle we fight in the air. We believe that the struggle being waged by the ANC now, uniting the broadest masses.
But the ANC is not fighting a socialist struggle.
No, it's not.
So why aren't you pursuing your socialist struggle as the SACP?
There's no contradiction between supporting the total liberation of the African people and a vision of a socialist South Africa.
Politically, the African people have been liberated. But whether the economic trajectory is going to go your way or the neoliberal capitalist way.
Black people are not fully liberated. Our liberation, we've always understood it, Justice, as political freedom and economic emancipation. The nature of the economy in South Africa today is still semi-colonial, the growth trajectory, dominated by whites, and it's still, even the mining is dominated by taking minerals out of the soil, taking them out, not enough beneficiation. There's still lots that we still need to do. That is why we believe as the SACP, even if our detractors insult us, why don't you go on your own? Why should we go on our own? Why would we want to weaken ourselves?
But you're not weakening yourselves. You're becoming stronger because President Jacob Zuma said, last Thursday, that no matter what people might say, we are implementing the NDP that we have on the table. So it's an abusive relationship.
No, not at all. You know, as I said, what unites us now is the fact that as the alliance we agree with the ANC, we need a second, more radical phase of the national democratic transition. That's what unites us.
Is the National Development Plan the plan to take you to that?
It's got strong points, but it's got weak points. What we are going to do is to engage in the alliance to say, the weak points, this is where we think that we actually need to address. That is what the SACP is saying.
Let's round off here. Do you think the people of South Africa, the majority, your party, the SACP, is growing? Why don't you say, people love us, why we're going to test the waters and see if they want a socialist dispensation in this country?
We're not fighting for our jackets, Justice. We believe that the unity of the majority of the people and all those who love progress, both black and white, is paramount. And the ANC is the best vehicle to do that. Why would we like to say, just for the sake of proving how much we will get in an election, we're going to go different? And what are we risking in the process?
The ANC is not a communist force, though. Let's move on. Why did you postpone the Alliance Summit that was supposed to be held this weekend?
No, we said that we don't think that we are adequately prepared. We needed to do more work. For instance, there were task teams that were supposed to meet that were not able to meet on time. And we all agreed through consensus that we need to give ourselves a bit of time so that when we go to the summit, we are adequately prepared.
Is it possible that it's because you're so divided, that COSATU is so divided, that you couldn't get together and actually hammer out a plan?
It's not true that we are divided. We may be having different views on some of the aspects. That's why we are different organizations.
Many people,
but to say we are a house divided, not at all.
A lot of people would say, look at COSATU, it's got a faction that's aligned to the Communist Party, and it's got a faction which is aligned to a more radical aspect of socialism, and therefore they couldn't get it together to come to this meeting.
We all have our own challenges. COSATU has got its particular challenges at this point in time. Let's give COSATU a space to deal with those challenges. As allies, as the ANC and SACP have said, we're going to support and assist COSATU where possible in order to be able to deal with its own challenges. But COSATU is quite capable of dealing with its own challenges. So the alliance remains united, Justice.
Is it united? I mean, look at COSATU. It's not united at all. It's being eaten up by AMCU, and the president and general secretary are at odds with each other.
We are not saying that we are not having challenges, but also to say it's being eaten up by AMCU, that's another issue, by the way, that we have with the media. You know, you don't actually blame the fact that the principal challenge in the mining industry is exploitation of the workers.
Lady Nzimande, we've run out of time, but thank you very much for coming through. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, Justice.
After the break, our winner and loser of the week. Stay with us.